I turned 60 in a matter of days.
Can we get a 60-year-old arm flex for a sec? Come on. Let's do a nice little bicep. I cannot
See,
believe the peak on your bicep. Welcome to today's video. I am so excited to share this segment with you with Sarah Parmiter. I finished a coaching session with her over 90 days. This was our final coaching session, and I forgot to hit the record button and caught her mid-sentence explaining something that was so inspirational. So as I begin this video, you'll be able to see that, the segment, and I say, just repeat exactly what you said. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's so inspirational, and I hope you get a lot out of it. We're recording
never.
this. I'm going to put all this
Oh,
together. This is really cool. This is really cool. So hold on a second. So you just say that again, that story. You said you went out.
I went
You,
out
yeah, what happened?
and I had a beautiful sundress on. It was 90 degrees, very hot. So I had, my arm showing. And this woman said, "Wow, you look great." But she says, "Look at you, you're so swole." No one's ever called me swole in my life.
Oh, right. So let's take it back. Let's take it back, right? So you started this off before we started. You weren't eating enough food,
No,
something like
I
that.
I was, you know, um, I was meeting a protein goal, which was about it. Didn't
Yeah.
understand how the macros fit together. Working out, eating healthy, eating a low carb, whole food, more of a carnivore leaning diet, not strict carnivore, but leaning that way. And again, I held the pieces to the puzzle. I just didn't have them in the right order. And
Mm,
so I finally just and I got tired of moderation and always treating myself and realizing that that wasn't serving me, always
mm,
making excuses because life is full of all these little events that combine together. And there's always an excuse for the buffet. There's always a party. There's always a celebration. There's always a birthday. And
mm,
it wasn't working. It wasn't working. And I needed your help. I needed to be accountable to somebody. And I knew I had the discipline, but I
mm,
didn't have the roadmap, And like I said, you gave me the keys that unlocked the hidden strength in me, the hidden desire. You helped me to conquer, because actually it was me, but it was your direction that helped me conquer my negative self-talk. And that was what was keeping me down, is the way I saw myself instead of
mm,
seeing future Sarah and seeing all of the analogies that you gave us, like the Michelangelo, like he revealed David. He
mm.
he was there all the time. He just needed to reveal everything that wasn't David. And
That's
that's what you've
right.
done for me, is we're taking away everything that wasn't future Sarah, the future Sarah that I saw myself wanting to be, but never being able to achieve it, never being able to grasp it, always looking in the mirror and not liking what I saw. And so now I not only like what I see in the mirror, I
Mm,
like who I'm seeing. I like the person
mm,
standing back at me. And that's a really, really big thing, because part of my journey is that I turned 60 in a matter of days. And it's the anticipation of being 60 is really hard. And I just wanted to be the most healthy, fit, and best version of myself
Wait. Hold on a
by the
second.
time.
Can we get a 60-year-old arm flex for a second? Just do a like little 60-year-old arm. Come on. Let's do a nice little bicep.
Well,
Jeez,
let's see.
so treat. Oh my God. Look at those
Well, look at those.
guts. Look at what is
I
that
know
on your
I've
back?
never had triceps like that before either. My goodness. I mean, look at the shape of those arms. It's just
Oh, I cannot
crazy.
believe the peak on your biceps. That's crazy. Sorry, I had to pattern interrupt there for a second. Continue on. All right, so you're saying you're 62, I think?
Yes. August 6th, I turned 60.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm thrilled. Now I'm not dreading it. I'm thrilled. And I'm waiting to see that 60 is going to be my best year. And you're
Oh,
going to help
really?
me. You just keep upgrading the version of Sarah,
You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. I
Right.
remember I remember a while ago I was training Melissa B when we first started training, and she kept on when she was revealing her testimonial to the people.
you said, I remember you saying to me, you have no idea where we can take your body. And I'll tell you the same thing. Like, this is just the beginning. Because I remember
Wow.
her transformation, her first 12 weeks were just mind blowing. But then she just kept on getting better and better. It's like, where is the end to this? And the answer is there is no end. So to have more, you're going to become more. Now, here's something crazy. What you achieve helps you to become, and what you become helps you to achieve. Now,
Yes.
now we don't know which part comes first. Is it is it because Sarah became more that caused her to achieve more? Or is it because she achieved more that she realized she's becoming more? It does not matter which one you go.
Yeah.
All right. I personally believe you well, you became more, and as you became more, you achieved more.
Yes.
Some people doubt themselves and they have to see physically that they can achieve more to realize they've become more. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Mhm. Yes.
Whereas what you did, as far as my experience is concerned, what you did was you just updated the version of Sarah, like I have an iPhone. So you updated the
Yeah.
iOS version to the most recent update. And what that iOS new software did is fixed up all the bugs and all the issues that the previous version couldn't fix it. Okay,
Right.
so for you for you to attract the body that you have today, you had to update your software to the version of Sarah that was capable of achieving this. It's the only way this could happen. There's no other way.
Absolutely.
Would you agree?
Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly.
So, what are some of the differences that you said it was structure, you said it was belief that we instilled, you said it was macros. What are some of the other things, I guess, that you were doing before that you just did not entertain in this 12-week transformation? What are some of those?
Well, the GBC workout protocol, I lifted weights and I was
Mm,
trying to do progressive overload, all those things. But with the metronome that you gave me to, track my macros, weigh your food, if you don't measure what you don't track, the same with your reps and your workout, that was huge. To do a
mm,
3 second down and, the tempo so that every rep was the same and nothing was wasted. And the structure of the workouts gave us enough rest in between reps and working upper and lower body so that you got the most out of your workout in a short amount of time. And then the burnout at the end, the either the bike or the rower, to kind of burn out those last whatever
hmm
whatever you call them, because it works. It works. I had some muscle tone before, tone, not definition, certainly not definition, and especially in my legs too. I have
mm.
quads. It's like,
You have
wow, no,
quadriceps, right?
I do. They're growing. I mean, when you go from chicken legs to actually packing on some muscle, and in 12 weeks, that's not a lot of time to do that. So I'm really looking forward to what I can um, improve on,
Mm.
especially in my leg strength. So,
Well, there are different versions of the GBC, but what makes so it's very interesting you say this because I often thought certain coaches would say there's no such thing as a fat burning workout, There's no such thing as that. And I don't know if I believe
mm,
that because my experience over the last 15 years of using GBC, my experience is there is. There is something different. I was training a guy called Lucas, and then the first 8, 10 weeks of the transformation, we went hard on GBC. He lost like 20 some pounds. And then
wow.
and then I switched him onto, excuse me, then I switched him onto a HIIT program or something like a push-pull legs program. And even him and I would say, like, fat loss just stalled. There is something powerful
Huh.
about when you do the GBC, hormonally, we are recruiting, we are promoting the very hormones that drive lipolysis. And the biggest one is growth hormone. So the German body composition program for me has been my little secret that I've been using, particularly for females, to drive fat loss, and not just fat loss, body recomp, because as you know, you didn't
Oh,
lose that much weight. You actually just
no.
put on muscle, right?
Hmm. Yes.
So exciting. It's so exciting. Um, so now from here, what are what's some advice you would give to people, who I guess they'd be in the same group, the same place you were before we started? Not sure. Maybe were you doubtful at all?
I was, yes, because
Mm,
I actually joined the Lean Seven, your school community in January,
mm.
um, after I had, indulged in all your interviews and wrote notes on everything you had to teach. And I was on a trip at the time, and I thought, well, I'm going to sign up, and then I devoured that content, and that was in January. Then I was on vacation again in April because I thought I'm going to do this on my own. So from January to April, I failed. And I had all the knowledge. I had all of your classroom. I had all of your anecdotes. I had all of your motivational inspiration. I had all of the support of the community. And I don't know what it is, Anthony. I don't know if it's about being accountable
What it is.
that
Sarah, that's exactly what it is. I'll tell you, I'm a coach. I'm a coach. I know all this stuff. I know all this stuff. But do you think I always apply? No, I don't, because I don't have somebody. You ask any trainer. No trainer trains themselves in the comprehensive manner as they train their clients. No trainer. So every coach needs a coach. It's the coaching process that makes the difference. It's the fact that there is somebody else that you are holding yourself accountable to, that's
Mhm.
putting together a structure that is creating this tight metabolic ward lock-in cause and effect relationship with just your body and nobody else's. Like we are literally just locking the doors in. You are an N equals one experiment. I don't care what that person's doing on YouTube, what that Instagram reel did, what workouts. No, we're dealing with Sarah and Sarah only. And why I love this, because I have obsessive compulsive attention to data and to details, is if I can just isolate Sarah and just give her her macros, give her her steps, give her the workouts, the structure, and then based on what her photos are showing every 2 weeks, what her measurements are doing, and lastly, who cares? If the scale is not going down, yours went up. If the scale is not budging that much, but her physique is coming in, we don't care. I think
Right.
that, Sarah, I'll let you finish this, by the way, but I think that's the missing link. It's the accountability. Continue.
Absolutely. And I was a slave to the scale. I thought if I could only reach that number, I would like what I see. And it had nothing to do with it. I reached that number a bunch of times and it wasn't it. I still didn't like what, because I wasn't recomping, I wasn't building muscle, I didn't have the formula. And again, being a slave to the scale, even seeing that number fluctuate and seeing my graph do this, and it was kind of like this, right? But
Well,
at the end of the day, I saw my physique changing. My skin was loose because fat is fluffier than muscle. And
yes.
so the skin, was like, and it's not like I even lost weight. I mean, I lost what, 5 pounds?
Well,
What
let's
did
have
I?
a look. What we'll do, let's put your graph up right now. Okay. So let me just show the audience your graph. I'll just do a share right here. Okay. Now, for those watching, on the top left corner, Sarah started at 113 pounds. Now, this green line is a forecasting line. I'm not sure what happened here, this big drop here, but whatever. But it's a forecasting line that takes us all the way down with the goal weight of 102 pounds. Now, I need to stress one thing. Success is never linear. Success is never linear, both progressive or regressive. It's a regressive pattern, it's a linear regressive line. And supposedly, what this means here is if we built no muscle whatsoever at all, and all we did was just strip away body fat, you would have to be 102 pounds to then get you to supposedly the physique that you're desiring. But then again, it's not a weight thing, it's a body composition thing, it's a body fat thing. However, if you look at your results, So let's have a look here. So we started off at 113 pounds. Your body fat percentage was at 22.3%, and your lean body mass was 87.9 pounds. Meaning, if we took your whole body weight, take all your fat away, and we're left with nothing but bone density, muscle mass, vital organs, connective tissue, you would weigh, or you were 87.9 pounds, and your fat mass was 25.3. Fast forward 13 weeks later. Now, if all you had was just the scale as an indicator of progress, meaning this is really important for people to watch this because even some of my
Mhm.
other clients who get so discouraged that they're not always reaching that green line. They're thinking, if I'm not chasing that green line, I'm failing miserably. Nothing could be further from truth because what you did, you used to chase the numbers, and by chasing the numbers, you were never satisfied. This is exactly right because perfection is never a number. Perfection is a look and a feel. So, had all we focused on is just the number on the scale, then we would be completely miserable to know that we lost a measly 6 pounds in 13 weeks. Are you out of your mind? How could I invest and do all I've done in 13 weeks and only drop 6 pounds? Well, if you look a little closer, you will realize that in that process, let's take the lean body mass, for example. We actually, as I tell you this, in that process, gained 3.3 pounds of muscle. 3.3 pounds of muscle. Just imagine 3.3 pounds of lean eye fillet slapped onto your body right now. Just that's a
Yep.
lot of weight. And
Hmm.
then, and then really, if you look at the fat mass, 9.1 pounds of fat.
Wow.
9.1 pounds. You were at 25.3. 16.2 is where you got to. That's 9.1 pounds. Now take that and weigh it and measure it and see how much you've lost. You went from a quite lean Sarah to start with because you were doing things great, but you've gone from 22% down to 15%. Wait till you guys see the photos. I mean, she was already in good shape when she started, when Sarah started. Wait till you guys see the photos. You saw the biceps. Wait till you see the photos. So this is so important for people to get
Yeah.
this because if you're chasing a number, if you do not like what you see in the mirror or in photos, who cares what the scale says?
Right. Right.
On the
No
on
one's
the
gonna
flip
look at you.
side,
Yeah.
what's that?
No one's gonna look at you and say, "Oh, I guess she weighs 110, 115." I mean, it
Right?
doesn't, right?
No bodybuilding judge ever looks at you and says, I wonder if she's 15, 16% body fat. No, they're going to judge on based on what they see. So
Yes.
if you do not like what you see in the mirror, who cares what the scale says? If you reach a number and you're still jiggly and you're still not feeling like you, who cares what the scale says? If I've had clients who weigh lighter than you and have all this cellulite on their legs and they're lighter on the
Hmm.
scale. That's what we call skinny fat. It's a clinical
Hmm.
diagnosis for normal weight obesity. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
and so on the flip side, if you like what you see in the mirror, who cares what the scale says? If
Right.
we take your physique right now as it is at 107 pounds, if we added 3 pounds, another 3 pounds of pure muscle to your frame as it is, and now you're
Hmm.
110 pounds, guess what would happen to your body fat percentage, Sarah? It would go down even further into the 14s or the 13s. And we haven't
Right.
lost weight in the process. We've added muscle. The
Right.
scale's gone up and you've gotten leaner. Why? Because the proportion of muscle to fat ratio changes in favor of even more muscle and subsequently less body fat.
Yes.
Your lesson, your lesson your experience is so important for people, which is why I wanted to record this conversation with you. And lucky I did so because I think it's a lesson for all the people watching right now, so much we can take out of this, that it's just not always a number. Now, early stages, if you have a lot to lose, and we speak about Michelangelo, the statue of David, if you have a lot of weight to lose, it is about the weight initially. It's like grabbing that chisel and the hammer and taking away the massive chunks, the big chunks. Whereas with your physique, it was actually to some degree sandpapering, but then adding some clay, sandpapering, adding some clay. That's the difference. Okay.
Yes.
And I think this is a wonderful transformation. We we absolutely nailed it. I can't wait to see your pictures that we're going to post up. Now, can I ask you something else? Because when I have consults with people for the very first time, it is a premium investment. We get this, okay? It's
Mhm.
a premium investment. And when people, now you've done your homework. You've done your homework with the works that I've done in the past, and it kind of makes it a little easier to speak about price because you've done your homework and you've justified. Have I told you about the 7-11-4 strategy? No?
Yes, I think at the
I
very
did.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
Mhm.
Daniel Priestley, I've learned this from Daniel Priestley. He says, for people to buy you, they need to go through a four-stage process. Know, like,
Mhm.
trust, buy. First, they want to know you. If they know you well enough, they'll like you. If they like you, they'll trust you. And if they trust you, they'll buy you. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, that's the stage process for purchasing. But apparently to him, based on his conversions, building businesses online, when you're exchanging your money for somebody to trust you and buy you, the seven represents an average of 7 hours of content. So when you went
Yeah.
down the rabbit hole and you watched all my interviews and the podcast and did the course, an average of 7 hours is the minimum amount of time somebody needs for them to actually know you well enough to like you. Okay. The
Okay.
11 represents 11 different posts on social media. It might be a YouTube post, it could be an Instagram, a Facebook post, okay? And the four represents the four big platforms. So
Okay.
you'll go down the rabbit hole and find a podcast on YouTube, and then you'll say, oh, I wonder if he's got an Instagram. Oh, he's got an Instagram. Let's have a look at some reels. And then you'll do that. Oh, he's got a school community. Oh, cool. What else has he got? He's got um, whatever else I've got. What else have I got? There's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
There's X now. I've opened up X. So that's the formula. So then when we came talking, it was a lot easier for you to sort of make a decision, of course, knowing that come April, you still didn't put it all together to then make a decision to invest in this. But what would you say to people that they've just had a discovery call with me? You know, I've given them everything they need. We've talked about the price, and then now they're thinking, oh, okay, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm going to do this, but what advice would you give?
Well, I guess it's return on investment, ROI. People invest in luxury items. I mean, what's more important than your health and well-being and investing in yourself? I mean, yes, it's a lot of money, but if you think about what you spend your hard-earned money on, doctor's visits, number one, can be very, very expensive, and that's what you might be faced with, and spend, 10 times more than what your fee is. Um, you know, dinners out, they all add up. There's all these things that you can sacrifice for your health. I mean, if you think of it as a sacrifice, I don't think of investing in myself as a sacrifice. I think of it as a necessity,
Mm,
especially when I'm looking at my longevity and my mobility and my overall well-being. I mean, it's priceless. How can you even put a figure on it? Because again, if I waited 3 more months, like from January to April, I waited. I could have had what I have now in April had I joined in January.
yeah, that's a
And
great point.
so it's just like you keep putting it off, putting it up, there's never a right time. The time
Yeah,
is now because no
yeah,
one's guaranteed tomorrow, you know.
that is so true. And not only you, and lucky for you, it was only 4 months. Some
Yes.
people I've had discovery calls with people from 18 months ago, And I've done follow-ups in 18 months and they still haven't had any change at
Mhm.
all. And it was worse. So that's 18 months gone down. Now, here's the crazy thing about that. The longer you leave it, number one, either you're going to be in the same or a worse position than you were initially,
Mhm.
than you were. And number two, you've got, well, there's three things. Number two, if you are worse off, you have a much worse platform to then create the change you want. Think about the smoker who says, I'll quit after this packet.
Yeah.
Every preceding packet makes it that much harder because the platform to then turn around and make change is even you're digging yourself deeper into that hole. And so you're making it a lot harder to get out of. That's the second thing. And the third thing is time. Okay. Money replenishes, time does not. Time happens inexorably. Is that a good word? That's a good word. Okay. Inexorably, meaning, meaning every year you delay it is one less year you ever get to experience that version of yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
And it is hard. I think people are afraid. They're afraid that they can't do it. They won't succeed. Their why isn't big enough. Um, but you make it so, I don't want to say easy because it's not simple. I mean, you
Mm,
have if you just follow what Anthony teaches, he has the roadmap. He gives you everything you need and he adjusts you along the way. You're not alone in this. You are
mm,
not alone and you're not going it alone. You went it alone and this is what you got. So I'm just telling you, if you just sign up for Anthony, you will not ever regret it. He is with you every step of the way. And in 12 weeks, I have experienced this amazing transformation in my health, in my body, but in my spirit, in my mind, in who I've become as a woman, as a strong, confident woman who's ready to take on new challenges. I've never felt like this before, ever.
amen,
And
sister.
it is. I just owe you so much, Anthony. And that fee is really nothing
You know,
compared to
what did I
what I
say? If I paid
need.
you, if I paid you now 10 times your investment that you paid, would you take it if it meant you had to go back to the old you? Would you take the money?
No, no, I
Why?
wouldn't.
It's 10 times.
Because it's not about the money. You can't buy this. This is something that's
Mm,
invaluable.
mm,
Your health, your well-being, who you are, and how you face the world
mm.
is just, ah, I can't put a price tag on it. Charge me more, Anthony.
You know,
Sign me up again.
funny you said this, right? One of my really wealthy clients, he said this to me, Anthony, why aren't you charging 100,000 for 90 days? I said, you out of your mind? He goes to me, no. I said, why would I be? I said, that's just inconceivable. He said to me this is a great note to make. We charge our prices based on the average of the people that we associate with and based on their average income of what we would expect them to pay. For example, most of his friends, they are known to travel to Europe for 14 days, live in luxury hotels, and spend somewhere about $250,000 for 14 days on trips, hotels, whatever, whatever they do when they're away. $250,000. And now that's for 14 days, Anthony. This is what he said. And you're going to only charge me 100,000, and it means in 90 days, um, I get to better my health because don't forget, if I'm going on these trips for 14 days and spending $250,000, chances are excellent. I'm not going to be improving my health. I'm going to be on the alcohol, the bad food, and whatever. I'm going to come back worse off. And for 100,000 for 90 days, you could give me the best body, the best health, and allow me to live longer so that I could spend my millions for the next 10, 15 years. That is a bargain. So, wow, what a perspective.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
fascinating if you think of it like that. It really is a perspective that we make it. Now, by the way, just for those listening, I don't charge 100,000.
No,
All right.
I'd
So
have to I'd have to save a little bit more in script.
I know. Yeah, I had to sell a freaking kidney or something to sort of get into that. Um, Sarah, I have to also tell you from a coaching perspective, coaching people like you is a rarity. Out of 10 clients that I have, only two or three, so 20 to 30% create the results you create. The rest seem to, let's say the rest that pay for it and they get on board, they seem to think that hopefully if I pay for it, that would give me the value or the push I need to then um, hopefully make a change and value it enough. Because if this money doesn't make me change, then nothing will. But then guess what they do is they still haven't changed and shifted their identity the way we spoke about. They haven't shifted to the version of themselves capable enough to get this. And they keep thinking just by paying you this, they'll get the results. And it doesn't happen. And they're paid the same amount of money that you have. And that's the difference between those that do that those that don't. Is that that they just realize this is the time now to to shift gears and to create a new identity, which is what you've done. And so I need
Mhm.
to stress that you are a minority, and out of all the clients that I train, I mean, the last one who had an incredible transformation like you would have been Bernadette. And since then, we've had about 25 clients.
Wow.
Okay. I think Bernadette was one of your inspirations. Isn't that what you said?
She
Did you not say that?
absolutely is an inspiration. She still is. I follow her on Facebook and whatnot. She absolutely is because I could so much identify with her situation, you know. And she overcame a lot too in her personal life as well.
Yeah.
So there's that. And I think, part of me, but now I have a tougher mind, is like reverting back to old habits. Well, I used to do it this way. And just remembering that your old habits got your old results. So why would you stop? Because people ask me, well, what are you going to do after the 90 days? What are you going to do? I'm like, well, what do you mean? What am I going to do? I went to university to get this degree and I'm not going to use it. I'm
Yeah.
not going to go
Wow. That's a
back to
great
the
response.
old, the
That's a
old
great
way of doing
response.
things. Yeah.
That is a
So,
great response. I love that. I've just gone to university, paid all this money. Now I'm not going to use it. Oh, that is tough. I'm stealing that. Um, and I want people to say, if you saw her 90 days ago, you should see it. Fast forward 6 months from now. If you saw
yeah,
her what she was like 90 days ago, you should see her now. No, Tevin. Always
right.
remember to have a better body, you've got to become a better person. Okay. The physique you're after is in direct proportion. The quality of your physique is in direct proportion to the amount of intensity, discipline, and consistency placed on it. That's the three. I'll say that again. The quality of your physique is in direct proportion to the amount of intensity, discipline, and consistency placed on it. Okay.
Yes.
That's how it is. And I mean, think about it right now. If we're squatting what we're squatting right now on a 401 tempo, imagine if we did that with twice your body, what your legs would be doing. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Hey, anything's I didn't think I would be lifting as much as I do now. In some regards, um, I have, there an upper body, but it's the tempo that's built my arms and my triceps. I've never seen my triceps
Let's
before.
have another flex again. Show them again. Show them
Well,
again. The little flex.
look at, I don't know
Look
if
at,
you can
just hold that.
look at
Just
that.
bring it back a little bit. Just bring it back to, yeah, hold that there. That is just crazy. That is crazy. How do we do that? My mother said to me a while ago, she said, all the years of your studies, because she knows growing up, I was always very studious and I was going one course to another course and then doing so many different programs. And she said to me, how do you do that? How do you take someone from where they are and just like manifest them into that? I said, Ma, I don't know. I'm just so thankful for science, and I'm thankful for people that go out and do all the studies for us, and then the great trainers that don't miss a beat. Like the great trainers are they're so up to date with science, and they just read a paper, decipher a paper, and then apply it in their own way. They take an existing method and that works really well, and they make it their own, and they apply it, and then their clients get results. That's really what it is all about. I'm just so thankful for that. And I'm thankful for students like you who just have the faith in the teachings and go out and say, you know what, I'm going to jump and the net will appear. I've seen him do it with others, and I'm just going to trust that. And hopefully, well, actually, not hope's a beggar. I don't use hope. Not with this. Do you remember what the word luck stands for? It's the introduction, Luck. Luck stands for, you don't remember? Check out the
No,
introduction again. Luck stands for labor under correct knowledge.
labor, perfect. The
Labor
other
under
thing
correct knowledge.
I'm going to point out is how authentic you are.
Oh,
Um,
authenticity.
yes,
Mm.
because you truly care, and your wisdom is just so spot on, and you really do. You're encouraging, uplifting, but you're not patronizing, and you're
Mm.
not. I don't know. We just don't want to disappoint you. It's like having that favorite
That's what Eva
teacher.
Schiller said.
Yeah,
Eva Schiller said the same thing with Karen. She just says, "Do you feel you're someone? Why is that? Why is it? Is it because my love language is? You know, my love language is only one. It's acts of service. That's the
you are
only love language I have. Like
really. I'm
you can tell
also
me I love
ex.
you. Are you? You can tell me I
Mhm.
love you till you're blue in the face. To all my to my ex-girlfriends out there in the past. It's like, I love you. It's like, oh, what does that mean? No, it's not touch. It's not gifts. Although gifts are great. It's not gifts. It's not time. It's one thing. And of course, it makes me a coach because like every coach just wants you to do the work. And if you
Yeah.
do the work for me, I feel like you love me.
Well, I am too. So acts of service and words of affirmation. So
Well,
your words
okay.
of affirmation is like, this is my love language. And absolutely. So you speak to my heart, Anthony.
Oh, that's so sweet. But you're right. Like you kind of like if you're working with somebody and you don't want to let them down, you just don't want to let them down because they've invested their energy, their time, their career in
Mhm.
you, and they've seen it happen to so many other people. Why not you? You want it so much. Why not
Mhm.
you? I think that's a message to those out there who just kind of haven't done it. They might do it for a day or two or three, but they haven't really surrendered entirely to the mercy of change.
Mhm.
Yeah, you've got to really jump in the deep end. You've got to bury your old self wholly and completely. You can't. I speak about that jug of water representing all of your disciplines, and then a drop of food dye represents your past habits. Once you bring a
Mhm.
drop of food dye into a jug of new disciplines, it changes the whole structure of that. It's not even clear anymore. So the mistake people make is the mistake people make is, oh, this won't hurt much, or just this one time.
Yeah.
Now, so it may not hurt once or it make much of a difference, but it starts the erosion process.
Mhm.
Because what you'll do then is you'll justify, if I got away with it once, maybe I might try it again and see if I can get away with it again. It's
Yeah.
not the act or the result, it's who you are now changing to being again. It's how you've shifted personality back to the old you. That's not going to take you there.
Yeah.
I
No.
think the
No.
biggest thing you're proud of, you said earlier on, is the person I see in the mirror. You know why you're proud of that person? Because when you see in the mirror, you see an honest reflection, okay, of unbroken promises you've kept for yourself.
That's exactly it. I've said that. I said I've made a promise to myself and I'm not going to go back on it because I
So good.
committed to this. Absolutely.
So good. It's that is the best definition of self-confidence. Is self-confidence is built on a track record of unbroken promises you've kept for yourself. When you say something and you in Greek, there's a saying. I'll say it in Greek for all the Greek listeners out there. Καλύτερα να μου βγει το μάτι παρά το όνομα, which means I would rather lose an eye than lose my word.
Ooh,
Your
yeah.
word is everything. Your word, the word to the Greek is everything. If I give you my word on something, I will do it, which is why a lot of coaches would reiterate and say, are you okay for us to do this? Do you agree? Do you give me your word? Please say after me, I'll give you my word. When you say that aloud, I give you my word, there's that obligation. Something deeper has
Hmm.
happened. And it's like you're signing something away.
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. And I think that's what you are most proud of. Yes, the physique's great, but over time, it becomes a bit of an anticlimax. Yeah, the physique's come. All right, awesome. We're in shape. But what's remained forever is the person you became.
Yes. Yes.
That's what remains
That's
forever.
hmm
Wow. Is there anything else you would like to share before we close this incredible session today? Because the future is so bright for you. You're going to enter your next decade with the most incredible, just opportunity to, I mean, to continue to refine yourself. Like people can view time either as an opportunity or an inconvenience. What does that mean? An
yeah.
inconvenience meaning the body regenerates or degenerates. Which
Hmm.
side of the equation do you want to play? Now, when you view time as an inconvenience, the very actions that you are taking every day is causing the body to degenerate, which is why every year you're getting older and older and older. However, if you get on the right side of how things work, this planet has a cause and effect relationship, and there are laws. If you get on the right side of how things work and you view time as an opportunity, now we can use time to regenerate better versions of self. So
Hmm.
your next decade is going to be, if you saw her in her 50s, you should see her in her 60s. So,
Yes.
so where to for you now, Sarah? What's
Oh
next
my
for you?
goodness. Well, I just want to continue on. I mean, I want to continue to build on the muscle I've started,
Hmm.
continue on my health journey, figure out the formula that will help me to maintain that and
Hmm.
improve. Um, and the other thing too is to that I've learned too is that I mean, not every day is going to be perfect. There was days that it was impossible for me to meet a goal. And instead of like beating myself up or losing sleep over it or whatever, I was like, no, Anthony's taught me to trust the process. That day does not define me. That blip in the road does not define who I am and what I'm capable of. And I know what I'm capable of. During Hell Week, you upped my goal to an exorbitant number. And I was like, I am never going to be able to do that. How am I going to do it? So I questioned myself. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I didn't make it every single day, but there was days I crushed it. There was days that I tacked on an additional 5,000 steps to that goal. And I was
Jeez.
like, yes, I was like, okay, so this is what I'm capable of doing. And so I proved it to myself.
Mhm.
It was more about, taking that challenge by the tail and just whipping it around.
Well, I've got an incredible. So now that we close this transformation, what will happen over typically a 10 to 14 day period for those who transform the physiques, we have what's called a diet break. So in the diet break, we raise the calories a little bit, typically about 20%. We halve the expenditure. So whatever steps we're doing, we halve that. And we let the body sit and create this new normal. Okay. And then when
Thank
we
you.
come back, this is going to be a quite a refreshing time for you. And then when we come back, we reassess and say, okay, let's have a look at where we're at with our photos, our measurements. Oh, fantastic. The body is happy to stay here. From there, we slowly work on adding new muscle mass from the already existing state. And then we do that by slowly getting away with the caloric intake over a period of time to a point where we are not compromising fat gain. Okay, keeping the body fat within the range you want to keep it, maybe within 1 or 2% difference. And then, we add new muscle mass, and we do that by adding more food. So if you love to eat, you're going to be eating even more. What a problem to have.
I know.
First world problem. I'm this lean, eating 3,000 calories a day. What a problem.
Crazy.
What a problem. Okay. So then from there, this is how your physique is like a finely tuned, what do they call it? It's finely oil tuned machine, whatever it's called. I don't know what the actual, I'm going to Google that later on. It's going to get
Well-oiled
to
or
me.
finely
That's
tuned?
a well-oiled machine. Well-oiled. You said it right. You got all these calories in, you're eating a lot of food, you're very lean, you're muscular, you're strong, you're independent, you're never going to require care in the future. I mean, you got this down pat, girl. All right, so we'll do that. I'll give you that break that you need for 2 weeks. And then, I'll put you on to my favorite GBC of all time. It's another one. It's an advanced version of it. So you're going to love this
Ooh,
one.
oh boy.
Yeah, it's a really cool version. It's broken down into 2 phases. I'll tease you. I won't tell you just yet. I'll whet your appetite. You'll love it when we come back with it. Okay, so any final words you want to share with people who are listening right now to this?
I just don't wait another day. Don't wait another second.
Mm,
Honestly, your life depends on it, and it
mm,
does.
awesome. Thank you, Sarah, so much. For all those who are listening, yeah, feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment on the comment below. It helps the algorithm, helps this channel sort of grow and I guess get the message out to the people because you know I feel a responsibility that everybody needs to know this. Everyone, like once you get there, you just want to shout it from the rooftops and say, "This is how it's at." Hey guys, this is where it's at. This is truth right here. So the more people that see this video, the more people that comment, the algorithms love the comments and it gets shared out to other people. So thank you so much, Sarah. I look
You're
forward
welcome.
to keeping you on your journey and taking the next version. What's the date today? 29th of July here. You're 28th.
Hmm.
So 2026, come 29th of July, watch this space. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome.
How good was that? What an incredible story. She's 60 now, and what an amazing next decade she has. And all it was one decision. Now, she had done the Lean 7 program on her own, but still wasn't getting the results that she wanted. And so she reached out. She booked a discovery call, we chatted, and she got on board. If this is you right now, if this speaks to your heart, and you wish to maybe follow a similar suit to Sarah, hey, just click on the link below. Let's have a bit of a chat. Book a discovery call. I'd love to meet you. Love to just discuss your goals, your setbacks in the past, set some timelines, and maybe potentially work together. Looking forward to seeing more of you. And if you haven't yet liked this video, give it a like, comment below to help the algorithms and share it with somebody else who you think might be inspired by this story. Till next time, see you again.